It's the little things, the little way of enjoyment, finding that joy in the sun. Come on now. Sensory data overload today. Oh my. Our sight, our smell, our touch, our, what else is there? Our hearing. I'm just trying to hear the chipmunks. They're around me somewhere out here. Oh my God, the marmots out here. So as we figure out the training strategy for the future, you know, I've got the box in the car, working with the box, trying to stay healthy, avoid any hamstring issues in the future, just doing those little things. But what about the brain? What about focusing on that brain and the experiences, you know? And again, this injury, it's just been a huge blessing in disguise because I'm taking the time to research and read books about how the brain really works, especially as an endurance athlete, and how the neurons are firing at certain moments in our life that create, you know, especially in highly emotional experiences. Just think back, DGR, to those moments in your running where you had a highly emotional experience. Doesn't have to be a victory or a PR. It could be it could be something down in the valley, something that was very difficult that you went through in your running, but it creates an imprint in your brain with these neurons. You know, I can just think back to so many incredibly vivid experiences because that's how the brain works. It just has a spot. And again, I'm just learning all this right now. And so as we move forward, as we move forward together, I'm trying to figure out how this brain is a reflection of the past and how I can harness, I'm gonna say, the power of those reflections for the future. Oh yeah, almost to that sun. Whew. It was cold. It was probably like 45 degrees when I left the car. So it's nice. I've been running toward the sun, and it connects to this notion of a state of being as a runner where we can be in charge of the thoughts we put into our brain, you know, the control that we have over our minds, and the rewiring. And again, I don't know the science, but the rewiring of the neurons in our brain to create new patterns within this crazy. I've heard that the human brain is still one of the most, I guess, unique or mysterious things on Earth. Like understanding how the human brain truly works and the power it has within it is still, like, scientists continue to dig into the power that is within our brain. And so for me, running toward the sun was a goal. It was a vision. It was a hope that I had because I was freezing about 20 minutes ago. And so now I'm almost to the sun. I'm putting these positive thoughts into my mind as I'm traversing the trails over the last 20 minutes to get to this point where I can warm up. And it's just like a little action that I took at the beginning of the run to say, okay, my positive thought for these next 20 minutes, not the next 20 hours, not the next 20 days, these next 20 minutes, you could even say the next 20 steps is to put this positive thought is, I know I'm gonna be warmer once I get to the sun. Actually, question of the day, have you taken the time to retrain or train how your mind and brain and the neurons work while you're running? All right, that's kind of a unique one. There might not be many comments today, but have you taken that time? And I have and I haven't. I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I feel like I have, but I feel like I'm just discovering this whole new area within the running world. Okay, almost to the sun. It's the little things, the little way of enjoyment, finding that joy in the sun. Man, okay. I think this spot is as good as any. As usual, hopefully you can hear me. I'm choosing here because I got to sit. Oh man, getting back into it. Refractory points. Moments in time when we are training our brains or retraining our brains. And again, these are all new concepts that I'm, kind of just learning about now. And how we as runners have the gift of retraining a negative moment, a negative memory, and even erasing a negative moment. I've heard it said like, memories are long-term, okay? Moods are 2 to 3 hours or 2 to 3 days. Temperaments are weeks or months. So where we are dwelling on something for weeks or months, that can turn into a temperament. And then a personality trait is something that we hold on to and grasp that might not be the best thing for us. Wait, it could be a positive, it could be a net, but I'm talking a little bit right now. The gift of running is retraining the brain and the personality traits that we may want or we may not want. We may want to eliminate those personality traits. And so if we hold on to something inside us, in our hearts, in our minds, our souls for years, that can become a personality trait that we may want again or we may not want. And the gift of getting out here and pounding ground on the trails, and now you could do it in urban environments as well. Don't get me wrong. I love going to Denver and seeking beauty amongst the what is it? Not the concrete jungle, but amongst the what was the lyric? I think it was Frank Sinatra, the valleys of steel or something about, yeah, anyway. Bottom line, getting out, disconnecting from the computer, disconnecting from the phone, disconnecting what I talked about recently, disconnecting from other people's opinions. Oh my, like when that can happen, that's when we can really change the trajectory of our being, of our life. And practicing that state of being, which we are able to do every single day. We go do this. So it's not just the legs. We love making those legs burn. What about making that brain not burn, but think and rewire inside those neurons? All right, I don't know. I'm just riffing now. I got to get back to the car. Love you all. I don't think I'm going to film it. We will toss it to, I don't know, retraining the brain. I know we're diving into it a lot right now, but it's just on my mind. Yes, it is. All right, onward and upward. We'll toss it that one. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.